Hi, everyone. This is Thérèse, and welcome back to New York Girl Again, The After, the podcast for caregivers who've survived the hardest chapter of their lives and are now gathering the courage and the strength to write the next one. If you're in that space after your caregiving journey is ended, where you realize there's so much you want to do, but instead you feel paralyzed and end up doing nothing. If you're trying to dream again, but your energy is depleted and your confidence feels shaky, this episode is for you. Today, we're talking about goal narrowing, what it is, why it's especially powerful for former caregivers, and how it can help you move forward with strength, strategy, and compassion for the healing version of yourself. When caregiving ends, especially after an all-consuming journey where you poured every ounce of your soul into someone else, people around you often say things like, "Now you can finally take care of you." They assume you're free now. But we know what's really going on inside. It doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like being dropped into the ocean. No map, no compass, no wind at your back. Just you, exhausted, heart weary, clutching a piece of driftwood, trying to remember how to breathe, and wondering if you'll ever feel the shore beneath your feet again. Why is that? Well, it's because caregiving reshapes your nervous system. It rewires your brain, and it changes you in ways you may not even realize. Hypervigilance becomes your default setting. Your brain was trained to scan for danger, new symptoms, wandering, falls, a change in breathing, a shift in tone. And when your caregiving journey ended, your brain didn't just shut off. It stayed on high alert, waiting for the next emergency that never came. Then decision fatigue settles in. You've made thousands of decisions, many under pressure, often with high emotional cost. Now, even choosing what to make for dinner or what color to paint your bathroom feels like too much. Your own desires? They've been sitting quietly on the back burner for so long, they've gone faint. You either forgot what they were, or they feel too far out of reach to even name anymore. And of course, you're still grieving. Not just the loss of the people you loved, but the loss of routine, of identity, of purpose, of the version of you who existed before this all began. This is just how the human brain survives long-term emotional stress. But healing from that takes intention. It takes strategy. And it takes grace. That's where goal narrowing comes in. Not as some productivity tool pulled from the business world, but as a lifeline for caregivers who are trying to find their footing again. A way to stop spinning and to begin again with compassion for everything you've been through. So, what exactly is goal narrowing? It's the intentional process of choosing one, just one, meaningful goal to focus on for a set period of time, usually 30 to 60 days, and consciously placing everything else into a someday holding zone. This approach is especially powerful for former caregivers because it does something our nervous system desperately needs. It quiets the noise. It eases mental overload. And it gives your brain something to hold on to, something achievable. So why does goal narrowing actually work, especially for someone who's been through the intensity of caregiving? Let's unpack it together. Your brain can only handle so much at once. When you try to focus on too many things, it's like running 10 tabs on a really slow computer almost out of memory. It crashes. Psychologists say we really can only handle 1 to 3 meaningful priorities at a time. More than that, we freeze, we spiral, we burn out. And hope grows when we see movement. We've talked about this in previous episodes. There's an actual formula behind hope. It's not just about wishing. According to psychologist C.R. Snyder, hope is built on 3 things: a clear goal, a path forward, and the belief that you can do it. And goal narrowing gives you all 3. Lastly, tiny wins retrain your brain. Each time you do something, even something small, your brain releases dopamine, which fuels motivation and creates a sense of reward. And over time, those little wins start building new neural pathways, ones that say, I can trust myself again. I can do hard things. I'm coming back to life. So when you're trying to juggle everything at once, your system stays in chaos. But when you choose just one thing to nurture, you create breathing room. You build clarity. And most importantly, you regain momentum. So let's walk through this step by step. It's gentle, it's doable, and it worked for me. So I know it can work for you too. Step 1, write down every goal you secretly want. No filter, no judgment, no shoulds. Just write them all down. Ask yourself gently, what do I want now that I'm not just surviving anymore? Maybe it sounds like this. I want to travel. I want to sleep better. I want to create something of my own. I want to lose weight. I want to feel physically strong. I want to dance, to write, to love again. Remember, your list doesn't need to make sense to anyone but you. This is about you remembering that you're allowed to want again. Step number 2, choose one keystone goal. Now look at that list and ask yourself, which one of these would have the biggest positive ripple effect on my life right now? That's your keystone goal. Highlight it or circle it. It's the one that unlocks or supports all the others. Let's say you choose to feel physically strong again, which was one of my keystone goals. That one goal could boost your energy, your sleep, your mood, your confidence, and suddenly other dreams start to feel more within reach. Choose just one goal for the next 30 to 60 days. The rest, they're not going anywhere. They're simply stepping back for now. You'll come back for them stronger. Step number 3 is to break it into micro goals. Now take that keystone goal and shrink it. We're not chasing perfection here. We're building momentum. If your focus is feeling physically strong again? Your micro goals might look like walk 15 minutes a day, drink a full glass of water in the morning, swap one meal a day for a high protein option, go to the gym twice a week, stretch before bed, lose 2 pounds this month. These small actions matter. Each one is a dopamine boost, a kept promise, a deposit in your self-trust bank, a quiet way of saying to yourself, I'm showing up for me now. Step 4, track your progress visibly. As former caregivers, we need to see our healing. We need evidence that we're not just surviving, we're moving. You can track your progress in a way that feels right for you. Write it in a journal. Add it to a wall calendar. Create a private progress photo folder on your phone. You can even use a sticker progress chart. Yes, those gold star stickers from when we were kids. A little fun goes a long way when you're rebuilding your life. Just remember, visibility matters. It reminds your nervous system that you're not stuck anymore. It trains your brain to believe, I can do this. And step number 5, give yourself permission to ignore the rest for now. This might be the hardest step of all, but it's also the most healing. You're not giving up on your other dreams. You're just letting go of the pressure to heal everything all at once. Think of it as sequencing, not sacrificing. Now, create a someday list. Write those other dreams down. You can even add more as they come to you. Give them a safe space to live until you're ready. Doing this protects your nervous system. It anchors your energy. It honors your very real limits. And it builds the emotional stamina you'll need to go after the next goal, and the next, and the next. Because you're not done. You're just beginning again. You're becoming. So if you're in the after right now, and life feels like it's pressing in from all sides, please hear this. You don't have to do everything. You just have to do one thing. You don't need to leap into your next chapter. You just need to whisper it into existence. Choose one dream. Break it down into small, gentle steps. Track your wins. Celebrate them. Let the rest wait. You're not behind. You're healing. You are rebuilding. And that is a sacred, powerful place to be. Thank you for joining me this week. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone else who's standing in the after. We heal faster when we don't do it alone. And if you haven't already, come join our growing New York Girl Again community at newyorkgirlagain.com and follow us on social media at New York Girl Again. Until next week, be tender with yourself. You are not lost. You are not broken. You're simply on your way back to you, one dream at a time.